Hi everyone, put things away here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Poppy album, Flux. This is a brand new LP from singer, songwriter, multimedia artist, and internet icon Poppy. It is her second for SUMERIAN Records and her second since going in a fully rock-oriented direction with her music. Back in 2018, you could count Poppy as one of several prominent pop artists that were flirting with putting more heavy metal guitars in their shit, but now she's the one who's really committed to that direction in a big way with project after project. And the results so far, I think, have been pretty impressive. I Disagree was one of the better metal projects of 2020. Then the EP of tracks she dropped for WWE's NXT earlier this year was great as well, and also saw her embracing elements of chaotic mathcore and metalcore. And while Flux over here is very much a rock record too, the project also lives up to the title's promise of a state of continuous change, as this record is far from being strictly a metal album or focused on any one sound, really. It's more like an assortment of 90s and 2000s alt, metal, and rock cuts that range in accessibility and aggression. It's not a long album either, so the stylistic separation between a lot of these songs is pretty pronounced, especially for anyone who may have lived through the eras of music that Poppy is pulling from here. But there is power in that variety for sure, and power in a lot of the narratives that Poppy is pulling together in the lyrics on these tracks, as much of this LP deals directly in Poppy becoming a stronger woman, knowing herself better, persevering through trauma. The title track itself reads as feeling powerless in all of these currents of fame and not really having anything to do in the face of it other than adapt and change. The record even seems to be celebrating new beginnings on the romantic front as well. The song On the Level shows Poppy at one point ignoring signs, but now she's reached a place where she's with someone who is on the level. And it's honestly one of Poppy's most feel-good songs ever. Its groovy drums and jubilant but noisy rhythm and lead guitars read like something out of a Deerhoof song. Before this track, we get some enraged but righteous anthems out of songs like So Mean, which features some soaring lead vocals on the chorus and a riff that is straight out of the Nirvana playbook, though the song is slightly a head-scratcher with its sort of choked up, gargled vocals on the verses that seem like something that Marilyn Manson would do, but not to as strong of an effect. There's also Lessen the Damage, which is this alt-rock and punk rager with these fat, distorted, driving riffs and drums. Poppy's vocals sit comfortably on top of them too. The hook is infectious as hell, and I'm loving the bridge where she's rocking these throat-shredding screams once again that she pulled off so well on that Eat EP. So musically, there are some tracks here that I'm really drawn to, and I especially enjoy a lot of what Poppy is doing here narratively. I think so far this is one of her most revealing projects yet in terms of just giving us her current mind state and also reflecting on some of the tumultuous events that have brought her to this point. But with that being said, I'm not always crazy about some of the production and instrumentals here. The title track, for example, is so meat and potatoes in terms of its chord progression, its guitar work. The middling pace isn't inspiring much either, so that track runs a bit too predictable. But then there's also Bloom, which I think falls on its face for lack of, I guess, conformity. Really, its unwillingness to indulge in the explosion of heavy guitars and drums that the verses kind of imply with its marching snares and sinister interval riffs. But then suddenly the track goes into this anti-hook direction with some sparkling acoustic guitars, sort of pulling the rug out from under you, which I can get down with in concept, but the execution here specifically is kind of awkward. As Strange as it seems touches down on some dream pop and shoegaze with some heavy and fuzzy guitar layers, breathy vocals that express a lot of regret on the lyrical end too. It's fine, but lands a little unoriginal and bland, as I think this is one of the moments on the LP where Poppy is pulling a bit too plainly from her inspirations. But then there's the closer, which I think is pretty good. It's a shimmering alt-metal finish with a grand ending, somewhat of an eerie, quiet bit at the very, very end that seems pretty Nine Inch Nails inspired too. Production is great, super heavy, super clear. The structure of the track really teases toward that big finish in an effective way. Narratively, I think this is a strong note to end the album on too, but I still walked away from this record feeling like there are some serious duds in the track list. The flow overall is very choppy, even if Poppy's being super consistent in terms of the themes she's exploring here. While I like that this record has further solidified Poppy Poppy in this rock lane, while also showing us that she's always going to be keeping us guessing, I think she's come out with more solid releases in the past. And hopefully she can find some more consistent footing on her next one. Feeling a decent 2 strong 6 on this one. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Poppy, forever.